it necessary to obtain written permission to photograph inside Rideau Sanitarium?
Yes, the Board of Health ruling.
And did you, as superintendent, sign an agreement authorizing Shelley Gould to photograph inside the sanitarium?
I did.
Can you also tell the court why, when the state contends that there was never any intention of allowing Mrs. Gould to show the film to the public, why this was not specified in the contract?
Because when the contract was signed, all that concerned me was Mr. Gould and his recovery. He'd reached a point in his therapy where he needed an objective, something that would prove he had not lost his skills.
And was this the only reason you let Mr. Gould make the film?
No. We let him photograph certain areas so we could have a record of our success, or lack of success.
Who would see these films?
The staff, for staff.
Dr. Heyman, would it be necessary under the rules of the Board of Health to obtain written permission or releases from patients or their families agreeing to let Mr. Gould photograph them in order to have these clinical private screenings?
No, it wouldn't.
Your Honor, I offered in evidence signed forms, releases, and affidavits by patients of Rideau Sanitarium stipulating their permission to be photographed. If there was no intention to release the film to the public, why did you have these forms signed?
Because Shellbar insisted upon it.
Meaning that Shellbar would not spend the money to make the film unless it could have the releases necessary for purposes of distribution.
Yes.
And you went along because you wanted the film made for your own purposes.
My only purpose was to use the film as a tool to help my patient.
Will you please answer the question?
The answer is yes.
Yes, you were out to get what you wanted without letting Shellbar have what it wanted. Yes, when you had those releases signed, you were deceiving Shellbar.
May it please the court, these forms can have no validity. Surely there's reason to believe that patients who are adjudged insane are not competent to sign binding waivers.
Whether they are competent or not, their signatures prove that the hospital superintendent knew of Shellbar's intentions to distribute. There can accordingly be no question about breach of contract by my client, but only by the hospital. Mr. Forster, I find myself in agreement with Mr. Judd on this issue. And I submit, Your Honor, that the only issue remaining is whether the film is in the public interest, and that the only way to resolve that is for the court to see the film right now.
I object to the screening of this film as an invasion of the patient's rights of privacy.
Mr. Forster, I will see this film. Dr. Daly, you may step down.
Lights off, please.
At the gates of hell, there was a three-headed dog named Cerberus. When he opened the gates, there could be no return to the world of hope.
Inmates, everybody wants to see the doctor. You gotta wait your turn now.
I don't know.
Did you feel anything at all? A 67-year-old woman who had never harmed you, Mr. Morosco. You had no feelings about what you did to her?
I don't know.
Did she remind you of someone else?
Me?
Yes. Did she remind you of anyone? Was that why you struck her?
Maybe I'll tell you later.
You always want to tell me something or tell Dr. Heyman something when we aren't able to see you. What's the solution, Mr. Morosco?
It's very simple. You gotta see me when I want to see you. It's so simple. You're just ashamed you didn't think of it yourself, right? Right?
message.
What message?
Message is shut up.
You're lying. Dr. Heyman wouldn't say that.
Listen, you going to eat your food today? Are you going to eat, or do we have to feed you through the tube?
I'll eat.
Good boy. Now, how about your medication? You going to give us any trouble?
No. The medication is making me worse. Don't you know that? I'm not going to take it.
We're going to take you outside and give you the water treatment. You want the water treatment now?
I don't care.
You'll care when that cold water hits you, then the hot water hits you, then the cold again. Hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. Still, you'll be glad to take whatever we give you. You hear me out?
Will you skip it? If I promise not to pound on the doors or on the wall or on the floor, will you please skip it? Because the medication is making me worse.
Worse in what way, Mr. Morosco?
Well, look at it like this. I'm sick in my mind, not in my body, right? Now, there's no medication for the mind. So what's the use of giving me treatments for the body?
But in what way do you feel you're getting worse?
Yeah, I guess that's what you want. You want me to get worse.
Why do you say that, Mr. Morosco?
Because you're keeping me here on this medication which is making me worse. I mean, if you really wanted me to get better, you wouldn't be doing what's making me worse, right?
What do you think we should do? Think we should send you home?
No. I'm sick. You can't send me home.
Then what should we do?
Send me to prison. So maybe I'll get well.
Mr. Morosco, why do you feel you may get well in prison?
Because as sure as there's a God in heaven, nobody gets well here.